Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you for all the love and support you've been showing my more recent Zombies videos I've been archiving for you on this YouTube channel. Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires meant so much to me, and I just wanted to share that with each and every one of you. Through my reviews of Descendants and Zombies, which have been quite powerful, I've had the honor to meet so many incredible people who have felt so inspired by Zombies and Descendants. And without you guys, this YouTube channel wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here this morning so excited to talk about Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires all over again for each and every one of you. I honestly don't know where I'd be without each and every one of you. So I just want to say thank you so much from my heart to yours for really blowing this YouTube channel out of the water in so many unimaginable ways. Because your passion that we share for Descendants and Zombies together has really made this an experience that I will never, ever forget, and I will forever and always cherish. And I just want you to know that. Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires really touched my heart. There is no denying about that coming from me. And I must have watched Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires over 100 times. So if there's one guy that knows everything there is to know about Descendants and Zombies, it's this guy right here. And if I say I've watched Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires 100 times, I really have watched Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires 100 times. The powerful duets by Freya Skye and Malachi Burton's characters Victor and Nova really brought this one to life in a way that no other Zombies movie of the franchise had ever done before. I mean, we had songs in the original Zombies movies like Somewhere I Belong and This Is Gonna Be My Year and Someday, but they were never as powerful as songs that we got from Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. Songs like Dream Come True, Go My Own Way, Legends in the Making, so many beautiful songs on the soundtrack for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. They had promised us a Camp Rock, Hannah Montana kind of vibe to be presented for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires, and they really gave it to us. And I think that the criticism that Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires has received, even ever before it premiered, was totally unnecessary, and it was just a way for critics to review it in a way that nobody ever wanted anything to do with it. So I wanted to be on YouTube, and I wanted to create videos for you about Descendants and Zombies that you would find time and appreciating, that you would really love, and that you would find a reason in me to hit the subscribe button because you loved my videos. And each and every one of you continue to show that by hitting the subscribe button and the like button however many times you do throughout the day. Thank you so much for that, because I honestly don't know where I'd be without you. I would probably just be some guy uploading videos on YouTube that probably wouldn't be making a whole lot of sense to a whole lot of people for some niche that I didn't even want to be providing commentary for, because believe you me, that's happened to me more times throughout my career than I've ever admitted to. Talking about TV, movies, video games, and nothing I was ever talking about was making a whole lot of sense until I fell in love with the franchises that you guys love so much, Descendants and Zombies, and I can see why. Through the powerful music, through the powerful script, the messages of acceptance, and how one can find true love even in the most difficult of circumstances and or situations. I want each and every one of you to know that what you see on Zombies and Descendants can happen for you. What you see in these movies is a really beautiful illustration of just how far kindness can really take a person in this lifetime. No matter what you may be going through, one can find true love, even if it is with a zombie. Between a girl and a zombie, there was a beautiful passion exemplified in Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires, and it moved on from that into two daywalkers and nightwalkers who fell in love with each other after seeing each other in their dreams. I just want to put it out there that that was the most beautiful twist for the plot to take for Zombies. Honestly, there is no more beautiful way to introduce two characters to us than ever before seeing them in their dreams. That was beautiful. And then they met each other in New Zealand for the first time, and now Zombies is expected to explode in a way that it's never exploded before. And we can't forget to mention about what could be inside of that vortex. Now, I know a vortex is usually associated with doom, but one can expect some very interesting twists and turns for the plot to take now with whatever's revealed to be inside of that vortex. There's a lot of speculation about mermaids. There's even more speculation about witches and sirens and pirates even making their way into the conversation. I, for one, am really excited to find out what's inside of that vortex, because I have never encountered a vortex. And you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, don't you know whatever's inside of a vortex can kill you and you can reach your doom? I know, but I'm incredibly excited to find out what's inside of it because I've never encountered one before, and I think that's a very innovative way of introducing the next chapter of the Zombies franchise, even if it is 4 years away. Man, 4 years really seems like a long way away. It seems like forever away, does it not? But even if it is 4 years, I give you my word, every single day of my life I will be here to upload videos about Descendants and Zombies the way that you have deserved to see videos about Descendants and Zombies uploaded. Because I feel as if people are here just to pretty much criticize the franchise. People act as if they can't make sense of the franchise, as if they don't know anything about it. The concept of Descendants and Zombies is very easy to follow. And for the life of me, I don't know why people are criticizing it as much as what they do. I guess it has everything to do with jealousy. I've said this time and time again. And until people are over themselves and what may be happening in their personal lives, they are going to continue to criticize Descendants of Zombies. But what overshadows that and outrides any amount of darkness that we may encounter through our experience of being fans of Descendants of Zombies is each and every one of you. You take this guy, for example. I was just a guy shooting videos out of his office in his house. And I blew up overnight on YouTube because my opinions about Descendants of Zombies were being heard by thousands of people. Eventually I'll be heard by millions of people and go down for being one of the greatest of all time if this keeps up going the way it is. I want to say thank you so much for just being here and really taking a chance on this YouTube channel, which I didn't intend to explode overnight. I just thought about uploading a bunch of Descendants of Zombies videos because I provide good commentaries and good analogies about it. I never thought once in my lifetime that my videos would explode in popularity the way that they have. But I have each and every one of you to thank for that. I'm not going to lie to you. I really do love Meg Donnelly. I love Meg Donnelly so much. I think that Meg Donnelly is one of the most talented actresses that I've ever laid eyes on. And I think that her criticism is totally unnecessary. Everything has been brought into the conversation about Meg Donnelly. Her battle with necrophobia, her battle with her mom with cancer, her trials and tribulations throughout her personal life, how she couldn't make sense of her own life. Everything. I've heard everything about Meg Donnelly. But what I haven't heard enough about is how talented of an actress Meg Donnelly really is. Have we ever heard anybody interviewing Meg Donnelly saying, oh, you brought zombies to life in a way that nobody else could have ever done it? You're a talented actress. You're incredibly beautiful. We've never heard anybody interviewing Meg Donnelly saying that. We've heard Dove Cameron get all the praise in the world. We've heard Clarke and get all the praise in the world, but we've never heard Meg Donnelly get enough of it. 250,000 subscribers on YouTube is a far cry from where Meg Donnelly could be. And I just want Meg Donnelly to know that if there is one guy out there that will say nice things about her, it's this guy right here. Because no star who's ever been a part of Descendants of Zombies should be afraid of Googling themselves. And I've just wanted to take that away from somebody. When you don't want to Google yourself or you don't want to watch yourself on YouTube, that really presents a problem. And it really irritates me how people have been driven to the point where they'll no longer YouTube themselves or Google themselves. Ruby Rose Turner was somebody who I love dearly. And it's been a while since we've seen anything from Ruby on social media. She's been very inactive on social media recently. I guess it has everything to do with her parting ways from the Descendants franchise. Now, while Ruby has been featured in other projects, I think a lot of people will want to have gotten more out of her character, Bridget, because they all fell in love with her. And I'm not going to lie to each and every one of you either about this. I fell in love with Ruby overnight. I thought Ruby was the most talented actress. She was so gifted. She was so beautiful. She was fierce. She was strong. She was everything that an actress should aspire somebody to be in life. And because of that, I thought Ruby had so much more to offer to the Descendants franchise. You honestly can't tell me that Ruby Rose Turner couldn't have found something to do in present-day Wonderland in Descendants 5 just because the concept of time travel had been removed and Ruby was just there to offer an explanation as to why the Queen of Hearts was so evil. I think that was really jumping to a conclusion just a way for us to close the door on Ruby Rose Turner ever having something to do with the Descendants franchise in the future. I, for one, was incredibly excited to see Ruby having something to do with Descendants 5 and initially going into the Worlds Collide Tour and Descendants 5. I was looking forward to seeing Ruby Rose Turner reprise her role as Bridget, just as I was seeing Kylie Control reprise her role as Red, and of course Mila Baker reprising a role as Chloe Charming. I think a lot of people out there too really do miss the original cast, and that's why a lot of this criticism is being thrown the way of franchises such as The Rise of Red and now eventually Zombies 5. I think that Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, was the most beautiful script of any chapter of any installment of Zombies that we had ever seen, because it really put emphasis on just how far a dream can actually take you, even if it is seeing somebody in a dream ever before you meet them. It is a real honor for me to be able to sit here and talk about zombies, and I've been talking about zombies ever since Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires premiered, but I think I've been talking about zombies pretty much my entire life. This was a franchise that I was meant to talk about, and I really don't care what people have to say about how they're running out of supernatural creatures to see their introduction into the Zombies franchise. Because I will say time and time again that we can never show zombies enough support. Especially when it's being referred to as just a mere copycat off of Descendants. It's just an excuse for Disney to come out with a new franchise to kind of surpass the legacies of High School Musical and Hannah Montana. I just want to put it out there too, that I really do believe that Descendants of Zombies is really in a class of its own. That is definitely far surpassed the legacies of Hannah Montana and High School Musical. Because I think that while Hannah Montana and High School Musical may have had their own emphatic messages related to people, I think that the most powerful messages and the most powerful representation came from Descendants and Zombies. While Hannah Montana may have inspired us to, achieve our dreams, did she really put enough emphasis on that? It was the music that made Hannah Montana a superstar overnight. If not for the music, the script wouldn't have gotten anywhere, because the story from episode to episode was far from intriguing. It was the music that brought Hannah Montana to life. And in this franchise, Descendants and Zombies, it's not just the music, it's also the powerful story of how you don't know what's going to happen. The music really brought it to life, yes. This was one of the most powerful musicals of all time. But if not for the story, I don't think Zombies would have really made a whole lot of sense. So for the powerful story combined with the powerful music, everything made perfect sense, and that's why Descendants and Zombies are in the position it is to take over right now. The numbers for Zombies really impress me every single time that I look at them. 250 million hours of stream time, and within the first week of Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampire's premiere, it went to number 1 on Disney Plus and Disney Channel. That really says a lot. So if you're wondering if we're going to see Zombies 5, even if it's 4 years away from now, which seems like forever away, I think we can safely say there's going to be one, because why introduce new characters? Why see a moment where the torch is passed? Meg Donnelly said herself in an interview ever before Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires had premiered, they were doing it to secure the future of the franchise, and they did it in such an effective way that I think everybody's just going to love Freya Skye and Malachi Burton so much. I mean, so many people out there have the biggest crushes in the world on Malachi Burton. They think that Malachi Burton and Freya Skye look adorable together, and they wouldn't have it any other way. I have fans leaving comments for all of my videos talking about how adorable this couple looks, and I think they're really going to do a fabulous job carrying on the legacy of a franchise that meant so much to Meg Donnelly and Mila Manheim. And here's the thing, you can really see how the franchise has meant so much to them. So do they deserve criticism? I don't think they do. If anything, they deserve absolute praise for taking the franchises to the heights of unexpectations unlike anything that we've ever seen before in our lives. Because I really don't think that the writers and producers of Descendants and Zombies thought these two franchises would explode in the way that they did in the way of popularity. Because this franchise is so popular. Everybody loves it. Nobody can stop talking about it. Everybody is so excited for next summer, because this time next summer we'll be watching Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland. I'll be watching it with you. I won't sit in front of my TV with a piece of paper and a pencil and write down a bunch of notes about Descendants and Zombies, because I would just speak with an open heart and an open mind, because I really believe that Descendants and Zombies deserves to be reviewed with an open heart and an open mind, because if you're going to talk about Descendants and Zombies, you have to talk about it in a way that really brings it to life. And I think that a lot of critics on YouTube don't do that. They shy away from doing that because they would rather criticize a franchise that means so much to millions of people. I mean, when you can put up over 250 million hours of stream time for Zombies alone, that really shows how far it's come and how inspired people felt from the powerful music, the powerful script. I, for one, would have loved to have been a part of the script of Zombies, been Zed's brother, been Addison's new love interest, to really present conflict to this, because I don't think there was enough conflict presented in the Zombies franchise. I think that the most emphasis on this was pretty much just on Zed and Addison, but while the most emphasis was given to the characters Zed and Addison, I think that the beautiful love story that was told ultimately made Zombies a profound success, and a success that will never ever be forgotten. I know 20 years from now I'll probably still be talking about Descendants and Zombies on my show and the profound impact it had on my heart, because this franchise really did touch my heart in so many unbelievable ways. I'm just like all of you. I don't know what's going to happen in Zombies from one moment to the next, which makes it so unpredictable and so fun to be a fan of this franchise. So because I don't know what's going to happen from one moment to the next, I'm not always on D23.com trying to ruin things for everybody and ruin it for myself. I'm just as excited as all of you are to find out what's inside of that vortex. I said here earlier that I had never encountered a vortex, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't take myself up from the opportunity to encounter one. Even though I could probably die by jumping into one, I would love to have jumped inside of this thing and uncovered what was inside of it for you guys ever before Zombies 5 was ever released. Because it looks like so much fun. And I don't think we ever thought that we'd see a point where Zombies would see the introduction of mermaids. Now, it's been teased time and time again by Mila Manheim and Meg Donnelly that mermaids could be what's inside of that vortex ever before Zombies 5's been released. We've been seeing teasers of this on YouTube. But the thing is, that's just people making predictions. But off that teaser that Mila Manheim dropped when himself and Meg Donnelly did a live stream a while back, I think you can pretty much use that as an indication that we will see mermaids. Now, I, for one, love the introduction of mermaids into this franchise because I've loved reading stories about mermaids and how unpredictable they can be at times. If there's one story that I've always read in folk literature, it's a story having anything to do with a mermaid, and it has everything to do with how I live on an island where there are so many tales associated with mermaids and pirates. So because I live on an island where there are so many tales about mermaids and pirates, I am incredibly excited to see what they will offer to the Zombies franchise. And we can't forget about the other characters that have already seen their introduction into the Zombies franchise having something to do with Zombies 5. Because Zombies 5 will be the biggest Zombies movie of all time. After we've seen so many supernatural creatures see their introduction into this franchise, there are so many ways that this can go, so many twists and turns the plot can take, so many new songs that could premiere, that could provide us with a lot of excitement. And I'm really excited about it because I think that the most effective way to tell a story when the emotions are too high is through the power of music. We've seen this time and time again, dating all the way back to musicals such as The Sound of Music, which wasn't yesterday. Many of you are probably too young to remember that. But The Sound of Music was put out there because of the powerful music. Wicked, just last year, was put out there because of the powerful music. Because the emotions were really too high for Glenda to tell Elfie how she really felt about her and of the situations they encountered. So, and yes, if you're wondering, I'm the biggest Wicked fan in the world, and I'm excited about Wicked for Good coming out on November 21st. I've got to get my advance tickets, come to think of it, for that. I think that the future of these musicals have definitely been cemented, and their legacies have been cemented. And if their legacies have not been cemented, that's what I'm here to do. If the last thing that I ever do is solidify the legacies of your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, then I'm cool with that, because I think that it's really important that they have legacies that they are never ever forgotten for. I think that they have become such inspirations to each and every one of you that they don't deserve to be criticized as much as what they have been. I think it is totally, totally disrespectful when these stars are afraid to Google themselves because they're afraid of what they're going to find. And I just kind of wanted to take that away from everybody, because the thing is, when you're afraid to Google and watch yourself on YouTube, that really creates a problem. And it really breaks my heart when I see Kylie Control crying all the time because she can't make sense of her own life. It really breaks my heart when Meg Donnelly is always talking about her battles with necrophobia and her mom's battle with cancer, because I know what that's like. I know what it's like to go through that kind of thing. Phobias really control a person's life, and she's just letting you know what's up. She's just letting you know what she's dealing with in her personal life, apart from being a star on Disney Channel. Because being a star on Disney Channel was the alleviation of pressure off of her shoulders. It was her chance to really showcase what she was really all about, and what she was going to be about for the foreseeable future. And she did such a fantastic job doing that. And I give her a profound amount of credit for really putting herself out there in a way that no other Disney Channel star had ever put themselves out there before. We didn't see Vanessa Hudgens or Ashley Tisdale do it that way. It's only now that Ashley Tisdale is coming back as one of the voices of the stars of the Phineas and Ferb reboot, the voice of Candace. Where's Ashley Tisdale been having anything to do with Disney for the last 10 years? It seems like forever and always Kylie Contrell and Malia Baker have been with us. And if there were two people to carry on the legacies of the Descendants franchise, it would be these girls, because of the passion they share for it, how they're such good friends, how they tell each other everything, how they went through some brutal breakups at the same time and helped each other through it, make sense of it. I think that friendships between girls are beautiful. And I think that guys that don't understand the friendships between two girls pretty much are undermining their worth. And I just want to put it out there that you guys make this world so incredible, and you give this world so much light. And you help make everything make perfect sense. So if you're someone who has a bond with a girl that you've been friends with for your entire life, you have something to really look forward to and be excited about every single day. And I've never ever wanted to criticize anybody for that. I want to encourage that. I want to encourage people to tell them that they love them more. I want to encourage people to be there for each other more. And I think that's one of the most powerful messages that I've tried to convey on this YouTube channel, and the Descendants and Zombies has really tried to put out there in such an emphatic way. Because we still have so much of a story yet to be told for Descendants and Zombies. So many unbelievable characters, so many distant worlds yet to be discovered. And with each chapter in Descendants, I mean, it sets up for a new beginning. It never sets up for an end. It could be a moment where the torch is passed, where we see Red and Chloe step down, and then more of a story is told about Pink. Because I'm really looking forward to meeting Pink this summer. I'm really looking forward to finding out what she's going to offer to the franchise, how she's going to bring it to life in so many unbelievable ways, and I'm just excited to be a part of it. You know, I could be one of these guys on YouTube that criticizes Descendants and Zombies for all it's worth, but I'm not. I want to be here to talk about Descendants and Zombies in the way that it was meant to be talked about and do anything but criticize it, because you guys have been through enough as Descendants and Zombies fans, which is why I believe that the greatest thing that ever happened to these two franchises was the day Jonathan Clarke became a fan, like how Jonathan Clarke became a fan of everything over the last 25 years when he did, because I can bring it to life in a way that nobody else brings it to life and talk about it with such passion, to make you believe there is such a thing as hope out there, and that, you know, second chances really do exist for somebody, even if it is by finding true love between a girl and a zombie, which is something that I really loved about the Zombies franchise, how Addison didn't care what anybody thought of Zed. She just loved him, and she saw the good in him before anybody else did. While they were being separated by electric fences because of a soda plantation exploding, they didn't let that stand in the way of achieving their dreams. And that was something that was so incredible and so remarkable about the Descendants and Zombies franchises, that no matter what you may be going through in your life, even the most impossible of dreams are never that far away from you, even though they seem to be so far away from you. They are ever so closer than you may ever realize. And that's what I will talk about all throughout today, is how dreams are possible for everybody if in fact you do subscribe to this YouTube channel, because I would love for you to be a part of this incredible journey. This is the greatest honor of my life, being able to put together these commentaries on Descendants and Zombies in the way they've been meant to be compiled for a very long time. Because if I couldn't talk about Descendants and Zombies, I don't know what I'd be talking about on my show this morning. I think Descendants and Zombies has had the most powerful impact on my life and forever left an imprint on my heart that I've just wanted to share with each and every one of you for what feels like forever. And I would never have been able to do this without each and every one of yours incredible amount of love and support that you've shown this YouTube channel. Because as I said here earlier, it is one thing to upload videos about Descendants and Zombies, but to have the response that I've gotten for these videos is truly unbelievable. One can never be too prepared for a zombie apocalypse. One can never be too prepared to fall in love with a zombie or a vampire. But as long as you have this channel to help you make sense of everything, everything is going to be okay. And I want you to know, whatever you're going through today, no matter what you can't make sense of, we're all here for you. Because Descendants and Zombies fans love each other, and they care about each other so much. Their love is unconditional. That is one thing that I've always known about Descendants and Zombies from the very first moment that I ever had the honor of talking about it, was that the love for Descendants and Zombies is truly unconditional. Because you guys could have quit on me from the very first video that was uploaded on this YouTube channel, but you didn't. You believed in me from the very first moment that I uploaded the video, and I promised you that every day there would be at least one video about Descendants and Zombies uploaded to this YouTube channel. And every day since, there's been a video uploaded about Descendants and Zombies. So I'm going to keep that going throughout today. We're going to upload more videos about Descendants and Zombies, and we're going to have a whole lot to say in the way of conversation about Descendants and Zombies, because we still have a long way to go with these two franchises. And I, for one, am incredibly excited to see where we go from here, because I believe that there is still so much of a story yet to be told about Descendants and Zombies, and we shouldn't shut the door on them writing a new chapter for Descendants and Zombies, because as long as it's garnering all this attention, like all of my more recent Zombies videos recently did for this YouTube channel, there is no reason why we shouldn't talk about it, and why we shouldn't have the conversation going on about Zombies 5 or Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland, which is really hard to believe that this time next year will finally be released. And I am incredibly excited to see where we go from here with the franchise, because this franchise still has so much to offer in the way of storylines, emotional moments, moments that are significant, perhaps a passing of the torch from red to pink, which is something I'm looking forward to, because you can never tell enough of a story, and I don't believe that you can just tell a story in 90 minutes and have completed it, because if anything, I think Descendants and Zombies has really touched our hearts for the story, for the powerful script, for the powerful music, so many different reasons all coming together to make this an unforgettable experience and really a journey that we've all been on. Because I feel as if I've been a part of this from the very beginning, and you guys have really honored my legacy by allowing me to have been a part of this from the very beginning, and I have each and every one of you to thank for that. Because all I've ever wanted to do was go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time. And I like to believe that some way or somehow I was able to do that through the power of Descendants and Zombies, and through your guys' acceptance for having made me your voice of Descendants and Zombies. Because it's one thing to talk about Descendants and Zombies, but to have been perceived the way that I've been perceived is unlike anything that I've ever experienced in my life. I never ever thought that one of my videos about Descendants and Zombies would have such an incredible reach, and would have touched so many hearts 10.5 years later from the very first video that was uploaded on one of my original channels. And now a year and a half later, this YouTube channel has over 55,000 views as of this morning, and over 2,000 plus watch hours. Thank you guys so much. Nearly 3,000 plus watch hours since its premiere. is a true testament to how far this channel has actually come. I honestly don't know where I'd be without each and every one of you, and I can never thank you enough. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you continue to show to this YouTube channel. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to upload this video to my YouTube channel. Just know I will be back later on at some point today with another video about Descendants and Zombies for you. Until then, keep kindness in your heart, because kindness really does go a long way in this world, and we will talk again in just a few hours from now.